You are going to absolutely love this property. It's got everything everybody asks for. It's got some woods, about 25 or 30% wooded. And it's got big, beautiful open fields, all level. It's got a stream. It's even got a small house. Now, it's not a fancy house. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. It's very basic, but it will surprise you how nice it is inside. It's compact, but it's clean. It starts over here on this side of the road. I'll show you the aerial so you can see what you're looking at. But the property starts here, all these fields here on the left, and then here it starts with these woods here, which are just spectacular. Look at this. Wait till you see this. So there's plenty of shade for the cattle. If you've got cattle or horses, there's plenty of shade. There's a creek down here. Look how pretty this is. All inside there, you can hear the cattle. And you've got some gorgeous big trees, like this big oak here. They raise cattle and hay here, so it's a big hay farm. There's a couple little barns and a couple really nice ponds. Here's that little house. Like I said, it's just basic, but it's good. It's good income. It's a rental house. Here, let me stop here and jump out and show you the barn. There's the house right here, and then we just come across. This is where we just came up, and then the barns are here. Look at this maple. Maples give the best color and the best shade too. So you got a machine shed down here, equipment shed, store your tractors. You got a horse barn, cattle barn, whatever you want to use, workshop, whatever you want down there. There's gates everywhere. Like I said, this is an operating cattle farm, so it's set up for your animals right now. You couldn't ask for a prettier or nicer size fishing pond. Heck, you could put a dock out there. You could even have a little rowboat. We've got a little rowboat. It was, $150 used. Aluminum, and you can just keep an oar in it and go out anytime you want. That's really nice. Got kids or grandkids, nothing better than going fishing with them in the afternoon. The views are beautiful. The mountains in the background, you see that? Just beautiful. Tons of road frontage. This is the road frontage farm right here. See that house? Property line goes right up to that house, distant, right there. And I'll take you up there and I'll show you that road. Remember what I was telling you about having a local farmer do this? Well, there you go. That way you can do all the work yourself, or you don't have to if you don't want to. That's about a 7-foot or 8-foot bush hog, and can you imagine mowing your grass 8 feet at a time? And this is where that spring here is feeding this pond here. You can see it. I don't know if you can see it. I can see it with in the reflection with the sun there, but that's what's feeding this. I'm sure there's more than one as well. This is Alexander Road. You got a lot of road frontage on Alexander, and then you got a lot of road frontage on Ocala Road, all the way up to that house and then all the way in the back of this beautiful hayfield. I want to stop to show you kind of an overview of the farm. Now, it goes down here quite a bit. I'm going to guess this Alexander Road is about halfway. It's about halfway. Breaks farm in two. I'll put the plat here just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So that side is going to be to the west. This side's going to be to the east of what we're looking at. There's the little house. There's that great pond. There's another pond back in there, a small pond. But that's a great pond there. And it goes all the way on down this road to that house. You're about 20 minutes from shopping, 30 minutes from a big shopping mall, and then of course Lake Cumberland is right there. So 20-30 minutes to Lake Cumberland, and you've got all these little country. We just came down from Danville, which is about 45 minutes or so, an hour, and we're passing all these little country stores, these quaint places, Brummett's Apple Barn, and the little variety store, Smith's Variety Store, and all that sort of thing. There's a lot of Amish and Mennonite in this community, so there's a lot of agrarian feel to this. Of course, a lot of bartering, so if you don't have the equipment to take care of all this hay and the cattle, it's easy to find someone who you can trust to put some cattle on here to mow your hay on shares, that sort of thing. Does that make sense? That way you can buy the farm, you don't have to buy the equipment, and you can still get all the benefits without doing the work either. That's my kind business deal right there, right? We are back almost all the way to that house, and it's got some really decent fence here. It looks like fairly new barbed wire, and there's that little house, and then you can see the fence. It goes back into the woods, and there's a little bit of patch of woods there. You know, when you have 10 acres of woods or more, which this does, when you have 10 acres of woods or more, you're going to have dead trees, fallen branches, fallen trees, that sort of thing, enough to keep you in firewood indefinitely. Okay, so I just turned back down here on Alexander, and I'm going to turn in by the little house, and I'm going to show you what's going on. We're going to drive back in that field. That's how nice the fields are. They're easy to drive in. If there's cattle out there, it can be rough and it can be a little washboardy, but it's not the case here. So what are you going to do with this little house? Well, first order business is you may move in it. You may live in that. You may use it as a base for an addition. You might put a big addition on it, or you might rent it out. These folks don't have a need for it. They live out of town, and they rent it out. So that might be something you would do. It brings in about $400, $450 a month, and there's a couple in it right now. If you were going to rent it out and you were going to build a house, there are dozens of gorgeous building sites on this farm. This is that little pond there, and it's just a little bullfrog pond, and obviously has a bunch of springs on it, which is what keeps it full. You got a lot of water on this farm, not to mention the municipal water. You've got natural water, you've got the stream, you've got ponds, you got springs. There's several springs. The people tell me there's several springs that feed that big pond, that big fishing pond. So everything you see here that is a hayfield, where the hay bales are, is all part of it. And then we'll go over to this field over here and show you all that. I think you'll find that interesting. You know, you don't get very many flat farms in this part of Kentucky, but this one's pretty level. This one's pretty level. You can use pretty much all of it. Of course, down by the creek and the woods, you can't grow any crops down there, but you can certainly use it for firewood and adventures and hunting and that sort of thing, whatever you like. All right, I'm going to show you inside the house. We're just going to go on in. Here's the kitchen. Like I said, it's compact. It was built in the 80s, late 80s, Dan tells me, or the seller told us. And so it's built well. It's got a little gas fireplace there. That may be the heat. I'm not sure. You got one bedroom here. You got another bedroom here. And the bathroom. That's it. There you go. Nice, neat, and efficient. That's about all from here. What more can I tell you? It's absolutely gorgeous. 108 acres, more or less. It's got the little house. It's got the barns. It's all set up for cattle. It's got the stream. It's got the woods. And you're only 20 minutes to town. That's how far it is for Cindy and me. It's only about 20 minutes to town. I like it just fine. Get out here, relax. There's no light pollution from the city. You can see all the stars. You're living in the country. Anyway, get on our exclusive buyers list if you want to be 2 to 3 days ahead of anyone else when these properties go on the market. Just fill that in right there. And thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Dan's number's here. Give him a call. He can help you out. He knows more about farming and agriculture than most people. I mean, he's got 2 degrees in agriculture, and I was just telling a lady here, he has no hobbies. This is his hobby. He loves real estate. He loves ag. He can tell you all about it. He can tell you what this field needs. He can tell you what grows best over in that field. He can tell you why the hay isn't growing over there and why this hay is so bountiful here. He knows everything. Give him a call. He can help you out. Thanks again for watching. Ciao for now. And then that other road, I can't think of it. I can't think of the name of it. And why this hay is so bountiful here. So bountiful here.